Good morning, dear students. Welcome to science class. I hope you are doing well. Today we will discuss chapter number 9, Heredity and Evolution. And as you know that evolution part is deleted from the syllabus, so we will discuss heredity only. First, see some important terms related to the chapter so that the chapter will be more clear to you. First term comes in this chapter, that is heredity. So, heredity is actually the transmission of character from parents to the offspring. That is, from one generation to the next generation is called heredity. And chromosomes. Chromosomes, you all know that a thread like structure in the nucleus of a cell formed of DNA which carries the genes. Now, there is a term gene. So, gene we can say is a small segment of DNA, right? And that controls a specific character of an organism, like our eye have different genes, our skin have different genes. So genes are actually unit of heredity which transfer characteristic from parents to the offspring during reproduction. And if we talk about genetics, so genetics is a branch of biology in which we study about the genes, heredity and variation, right? Genetics is the branch of biology that deals with the study of heredity and variation. Now, dominant gene. What is dominant gene? The gene which decides the appearance of an organism. As we all know that we have genes from both the parents, mother and father. But the gene which decides the appearance of an organism means which is in large quantity, or we can say dominant in the presence, and it is represented by capital T. Another called recessive genes, which is less in quantity, right? The gene which can decide the appearance of an organism only in the presence of another identical gene is called the recessive genes, and it is represented by a small letter. Now there's another term, that is genotype. Genotype, the description of genes present in an organism, and phenotype is the characteristics which is visible in an organism. Now there is a first generation or first filial generation, that is called F1 generation. So when two parents crosses to produce offspring, so their offspring is called the first generation, that is F1 generation. And second filial generation or F2 generation means when their offsprings cross among themselves, means when their offspring reproduces and produces second generation offsprings, that is called F2 generation or second filial generation. Now you know the important terms of the chapter, so let's start again. The word comes, that is traits or characters. So what is that? The features, or we can say the recognizable feature of human being, like their shapes, height, complex, color of eyes, hair. These are called the characters or traits. And heredity, you know, the transmission of characters or traits from parents to the offspring is called the heredity. Or heredity information is basically present in the gametes of the parents. And gametes consist of a link between one generation, or behave as a link between one generation and the next generation, and pass on the material. Like you have some qualities similar to your mother, your hair is similar to your father, or your height is matches with your grandfather, like that. That is called heredity. Now see the variation. Variation is, again, the word is used in the reproduction chapter, the changes. And we learned there that variation is important for the survival of life. Means the changes in our body according to the environment is called the variation. The differences in the characters among the individual offspring is called the variation.